Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're not just looking at a business plan. It's more like a blueprint for, well, community transformation. Our mission is to really unpack the strategic expansion documents for the Louisville Beauty Academy LBA. They're planning to scale their pretty unique model across Kentucky and dipping into southern Indiana too.
Yeah, and LBA, it's important to know, isn't your average vocational school.
Right.
It's award-winning, immigrant-led, and really focused on affordable, licensed training for communities that often get overlooked. We're talking refugees, immigrants, single parents, adult learners.
People who maybe the traditional college system hasn't served well.
Exactly. The analysis we've got here is incredibly detailed. We're looking at LBA's deep dive into 4 specific areas: Elizabethtown, Bowling Green, Lexington, and then that southern Indiana piece. They're mapping demographic need right against commercial viability.
And it all seems to hinge on LBA's core idea, right? That their model can genuinely change lives without crushing debt.
That's the foundation. It's about transformation, not just profit, driven by low tuition, quick programs, and really flexible multilingual support.
English, Vietnamese, Spanish. I saw quite a list. That mix of mission and like market focus seems key to how they think they can expand so fast.
Absolutely.
So let's unpack the how. The documents say LBA's model is nationally recognized and they can launch a new spot in under 90 days. That sounds ambitious.
It is, but it seems built on 4 solid cornerstones.
Okay.
The first 2 are pretty clear: affordability and accessibility. Low tuition, no student loan dependency. That's their starting point, philosophically.
Right.
But the real operational magic seems to be in the next 2 pillars, where tech meets a very human approach.
Okay, I wanted to pause there. Cornerstone 2 is AI augmented systems. For a beauty school, that sounds a bit like, I don't know, corporate speak. How does AI actually help here?
Well, it's all about efficiency and critically compliance. Think about estate licensing, accreditation standards.
Yeah.
They change constantly. They're complex.
Oh.
LBA uses AI to manage those workflows, their learning systems, even prepping students for licensing exams.
Yeah.
It automates the bureaucratic part.
So it handles the red tape.
Exactly. Keeps them compliant, keeps them lean operationally, and that frees up their people.
To focus on the third cornerstone, the hyperlocal humanized curriculum.
Precisely. And humanized here means trauma-informed teaching, delivered in multiple languages.
Right, because their target students, refugees, adult learners might have faced significant barriers.
You can't just throw a standard textbook at them. So the AI handles the admin burden, freeing up instructors to focus on that cultural connection, that specific teaching approach. It's key for retention for success.
Got it. So the tech enables the essential human touch needed for this specific group.
Yeah. And that combination is what allows Cornerstone 4 speed to launch. They have a proven blueprint ready to go.
A plug-and-play system almost.
Kind of, yeah. A vertically integrated machine for the right market.
Okay, so if that's the machine, let's look at where they're pointing it. First stop, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, ZIP 42701. Seems maybe a bit unexpected. Not a huge city.
Well, it's strategic. The need might be less diverse than, say, Louisville, but it's concentrated. The data shows immediate mission alignment. Get this, 55% of students at the existing local beauty school there come from households earning under $30,000 a year.
Wow. Okay, so LBA knows their target low-income market is already there, actively looking for this kind of training.
Exactly. But there's more to it.
The Blue Oval SK Battery Park. The documents mention that opening in 2025-26. That feels like a big bet on the future, doesn't it?
It's definitely forward-looking. But it's a calculated bet. That plant means 5,000 new jobs, guaranteed.
Guaranteed influx of people, then.
Right, and that drives demand for services: hair, nails, skincare. Plus, it creates this pool of potential students, maybe spouses of plant workers, or locals needing quick skills for better jobs. LBA's timing seems preemptive.
Trying to get in before things really take off, and commercially, they see sites available now.
Yeah, the analysis points to spots along the N-Dixie Highwaring Road corridor. High visibility, which is crucial for their student clinic model and just general awareness.
Locking down real estate before the boom potentially inflates prices. Makes sense.
It's a smart, future-focused move.
Okay, so that's E-Town. Now let's shift to what the analysis calls the top priorities. Bowling Green and Lexington. These combine high need with, well, just bigger markets, right?
Definitely. Let's start with Bowling Green, ZIPs 42101, 42104 mainly. This city is surprisingly diverse for its size.
A major refugee resettlement hub, the docs say, like 14–15% foreign-born.
Yeah, that's significant density. You've got large groups, Congolese speaking Swahili and Mbembe, Afghan residents, Pashto and Dari speakers, Burmese communities.
And concentrated in that lower-income ZIP 42101. Median income around 43K.
Exactly. And that's where LBA's model, the multilingual support, the culturally sensitive approach, that's where it really stands out from the existing schools like Lindsay or PJ's.
So they can reach a market that maybe doesn't feel served or even comfortable in a more traditional setting.
Precisely. Offering bilingual staff, maybe niche programs like their 450-hour nail tech course.
Which is shorter, quicker path to earning money, critical for that demographic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Bowling Green offers that really specific demographic alignment.
Okay, so how does Lexington compare? Kentucky's second largest city, big population.
Lexington brings scale. Around 322,000 people. Over 35,000 foreign-born residents. The diversity mix is a bit different, but the need pattern is similar. It's concentrated in working-class ZIP codes, again, 40504, 40501. Similar median income, around 43K.
And the focus shifts more towards the Hispanic population there. The analysis mentioned like 12–15% in those areas.
That's right, and their commercial strategy reflects that. They're looking at sites in the city's designated international corridor, specifically near Versailles Road.
Which is described as a hub for the Latino community there.
Exactly. Putting a campus right there gives them instant visibility, instant credibility within that community. It's very targeted.
So Bowling Green for that specific refugee diversity model, Lexington for scale, and the Hispanic community focus. Clear priorities.
Yeah, they seem like the strongest fits.
All right, let's cover the fourth area, this bridge strategy into southern Indiana. Clarksville, Jeffersonville, ZIPs 47129, Fort 71230, wide jump across the river.
It's about convenience, really, and serving a distinct group. The demographics aren't as ethnically diverse overall.
But still aligns with the mission.
Yes, through targeting working-class, lower-income segments. Clarksville's poverty rate is over 15%. The key insight here is geographic friction, meaning folks living in southern Indiana often just won't or can't easily commute across the Ohio River bridges into Louisville for school every day. It's a hassle.
So LBA puts a campus in Indiana to capture that market.
Becomes the convenient, affordable choice right there for Indiana residents.
And the competition is maybe lighter over there?
Seems like it. PJ's College has a presence, but beyond that, the market looks relatively open for LBA to become the go-to academy.
And that potentially opens up Indiana state workforce funding too, right? Which wouldn't apply if students crossed into Kentucky.
That's a huge potential advantage, tapping into Indiana's funding streams. Commercially, the options look good, affordable, large spaces. This study mentioned the former River Falls Mall site near I-65 in Clarksville as an example. Plenty of room, good access.
Okay, so we've got the markets. Now, the engine driving this expansion, the licensing opportunity, the documents are very clear. This is not a franchise. Why make that distinction?
It's a really important distinction, probably for attracting the right kind of partners and for speed. Franchises often mean very rigid controls, high upfront costs.
Right.
LBA is calling it a 5-year licensed partnership. They're pitching it as a proven business model with more freedom and support. It sounds like it's designed to be cheaper, more flexible for the licensee.
Which aligns with their mission of empowering local entrepreneurs.
Seems like it.
So how much cheaper? If I wanted to open an LBA, what's the cost?
The structure looks pretty transparent in the docs. Total licensing fee, $30,000. And that's broken down into 3 $10,000 chunks tied to milestones. Setup, getting the pre-licensing paperwork submitted, and then final operational approval.
That staged payment definitely lowers the initial barrier compared to a big franchise fee up front.
Significantly. But obviously there are ongoing fees too.
Like a royalty.
Yeah, a 10% annual revenue royalty, plus a flat $300 a month that goes specifically into a central pot for marketing and digital growth support.
Okay, 10% royalty, $300 a month for marketing.
Yeah.
What does the licensee get for that?
Well, they get the LBA brand, obviously. Access to those AI systems we talked about for compliance and operations, full support in navigating state and national accreditation, which is huge, and even, interestingly, personal branding help for the new CEO, the licensee.
That's quite a support package for that fee structure. It really does sound like LBA is prioritizing getting the right partners in place quickly, maybe over maximizing the per-unit royalty right away.
That looks like the strategic choice, yeah. Quality growth, mission-aligned partners, speed.
Okay, which brings us to the final tricky point, this transparency question. LBA has done all this detailed homework-specific zip codes, poverty stats, even potential real estate corridors, and they're actually debating publishing all of it on their website.
It's a fascinating dilemma.
Yeah.
The arguments for publishing are all about trust and mission alignment.
Being open builds goodwill, shows accountability.
Exactly. For a brand like LBA, working with community partners, serving vulnerable groups, that transparency can be incredibly powerful. It aligns everyone, students, leaders, potential partners.
Okay, I see the appeal, but the downside seems huge. You're basically giving away your strategic playbook. All that research, free to competitors.
That's the risk. You identify Bowling Green ZIP 42101 as a prime spot because of specific demographics.
And suddenly PJ's college or someone else swoops in and grabs the best location because you told them where to look.
Right. It could completely undermine their advantage in those key underserved areas.
So what's the recommendation in the analysis? How do they thread that needle?
The recommendation is nuanced. It says, share a high-level, polished overview. Tell the story, the vision, the mission. Get people excited about the what and the why.
But keep the granular stuff internal.
Keep the how and the where, the specific zip code analysis, the site selection details private. Protect the proprietary data from competitors.
Tell the vision publicly, protect the strategy privately. Makes sense.
Smart balance, yeah. Narrative for the community, data security against rivals.
So, wrapping this deep dive up, the analysis seems pretty clear. While all four regions fit LBA's mission in some way.
Bowling Green and Lexington emerge as the strongest bets. That combination of high need and just bigger market size makes them the top priorities for expansion right now. They offer the biggest immediate impact for LBA's model.
So there you have it. A really detailed look at how a modern, mission-driven vocational school is planning to scale. We've gone from big demographic trends, refugee numbers, poverty rates, right down to real estate strategy and a specific licensing model.
And it leaves you with a final thought to chew on. LBA's model thrives by serving immigrant and refugee communities. So if they put a licensed school in, say, Elizabethtown, specifically timed for that huge blue oval economic boom, how does that intentionally placed opportunity potentially change things for the other local groups needing workforce development, like military spouses or families who've been low income in that area for a long time? Does a rising tide lift all boats equally, especially when the intervention is so targeted? Opportunity meeting intentionality and maybe uncovering new challenges. That's a great question. That's all for the deep dives. Thanks for joining us.